So I'm back. The postman delivered things I've been waiting for ages, so I'm glad I got it. Yeah, glad I answered. Okay, sorry about that. Now, I just wanted one more thing. I just do want to say actually that just occurred to me about the license and the time, the cut-off time. I often have couples who want to carry on the party until after 12. So they ask if it's possible to extend the license till 1 or 2 a.m. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But my advice on this is don't do it. And the reason I suggest not to is that a wedding day is a long day. It's a long day for you, emotionally as well as physically. It's a long day for your guests. And they've spent all day, mostly on their feet, apart from a few hours when they're sitting down. They've listened a lot, they've talked a lot, they've eaten a lot, they've drunk a lot, and they've probably danced a lot. And in their heads, they know they're carrying on till 12. They might well have already booked a taxi for 12 because they'll assume that that's the cut-off point. But even if they know it's not, in their heads, it's still that kind of time scale seems about right to them. We can cope till midnight. After that, need my bed kind of thing. So often when weddings do carry on past midnight, they end up falling a little bit flat. And so many times I've done weddings that they've had an extended license and it's all just fallen a bit because actually everyone's tired and they want to go home and people have started drifting off once midnight's gone, and suddenly you're left with a few diehards on the dance floor, which might be great. It might, might be your best mates, and that's fine. But actually the atmosphere falls flatter because you suddenly find that you've got half a room of people. You cannot, with the best will in the world, maintain that atmosphere. So my advice always would be finish at midnight, end on a high, go out wishing you kind of could go on longer, rather than thinking, oh gosh, right, literally everyone's gone. Should we just go home and kind of sidling off the dance floor? So end on a high, always my advice. Okay, number 5 is to check the small print in terms of entertainment. So going back to mentioning small print, being very aware of what the venue will and won't allow. So can you bring in whichever suppliers you want? Can you do what you want in terms of fireworks, in terms of, I don't know, did you want Chinese lanterns? Did you want fire pits outside? What will they allow you to do? Are they happy for you to have a live band? All of these things. What in your head had you planned for your day, and will the venue allow that? And then finally moving on to decor. So you've got a vision, possibly, probably, maybe, of how you want your day to look, of the style, of the theme. You've probably got a Pinterest board, or you've probably been Instagramming, lots of ideas. And you see things, you think, oh, wow, that looks amazing. Oh, that looks amazing. That looks amazing. And then it turns out that the venue doesn't permit it. So a really good example is candles and natural light, and lots of twinkly candles are massive at the moment. Really big. And people love that look. And it is a stunning look. But a lot of venues do not allow naked flames. They just don't. Some might permit it in hurricane lanterns, but a lot of them don't. They might have tapestries. It might be an old building. They might have beautiful flooring, and they don't want to take the risk of some drunk person tripping over and knocking a candle over. To be honest, it rarely happens, but that's their risk. It's a risk they're not prepared to take, and to be honest, that's their prerogative. So if they don't permit candles, there's no point, begging. They're not going to let you have them, because if they open it up to one, they'll have to open it up to everyone. So if your vision of your day is candelabras or, lots of candles, and you really want real flames, and you're not prepared to go for, battery operated lights, then you're going to have to possibly rethink or find a different venue. So please make sure you read the terms and conditions first, because you do not want to afterwards say, oh, it's completely, destroyed the vision I had for my day because I've already signed this and it's too late now. So are you prepared to compromise is the question. And to be honest, all the way through it, it's just being very clear about what you want, and are you prepared to compromise? Going back to the house analogy, are you prepared to accept a 2-bed when you really needed a 3-bed, and no garage when you really wanted one, because you just love the venue? And nobody can answer that question for you. That's up to you. But be very clear and go in with a list of very clear questions and very clear sort of specifics of exactly what you're looking for. So just to very, very quickly reiterate where, go back through everything we've talked about. So 3 types of ceremony that you can have. You can have a religious or church ceremony. You can have a civil or legally binding non-religious ceremony. Or you can have a non-legally binding but all your own humanist or celebrant-led ceremony. So those are the 3 options for types of ceremonies, and there's more detail on those on my blog, and in the podcast I discuss them in more detail. Think about the distance from getting from the ceremony venue to the wedding reception venue, if that is what you're doing, if you're having 2 different venues. And then the 6 secrets to picking the perfect wedding venue. Number 1, pick a venue to match the look and the feel that you want to create on the day. Number 2, consider capacity. Will the venue accommodate your numbers? And if not, are you prepared to cull your numbers in order to accommodate the venue? Number 3, check the rules out on food and drink. Are you going to be a charge corkage? Are you going to be able to do what you want? Number 4, are you happy to accept their cut-off time for the end of the night? Or is the time that the night finishes really, really key for you on one of your priorities? Number 5, what are their restrictions on entertainment? Can you bring in the entertainers, anything that you want, or, do they have restrictions? And again, are you prepared to compromise on that? And finally, decor. What will they and won't they let you do? Can it be done in a time that's permitted for you to set up and take down at the end? Can you decorate the venue in the way that you want to create the look you're aiming for? Or are you prepared to compromise? So I hope that has been helpful. I look forward to seeing you again for another video. And the next one we're talking about is budgeting for your wedding. So thinking about how you're going to pay for it, what it's going to cost, and how you split that budget up between all the different things you need to consider. Okie doke. Of course, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments or email me, zoe@zoebinning.co.uk, and I will do my absolute best to answer them all for you as quickly as I can. Thanks very much. Lovely to be here, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.